let's jump to the weirdest thing on our show notes. Dude, where's Kyrie? Where is he? There's apparently the Nets don't even know where he is. He's just off the grid, quote unquote. So he's set to miss his fourth straight game today. The day of recording this is Tuesday. He's gonna miss his fourth straight game. And when the Nets coach was asked about it, Steve Nash, when he was asked about where Kyrie is, he said, "I don't have any updates. Sorry." And
That's
he
really
also
bad.
said in a later thing, he said, "I don't know." So I mean, according to the New York Post, Kyrie Irving's absence could be related to the riots that were going on in the Capitol last week. Uh, but Jason Dumas, who works for the Bay Area's Crone 4 News, he said that sources claim that Irving is just straight up off the grid. And then another thing came out earlier today, actually, where they said that Kyrie Irving was at his father's and his sister's birthday parties, and there was a video of him actually being there without a mask, without social distancing, uh, and and if that video really is if it's confirmed to be recent, then that's a really bad look. That is like James Harden level bad look for Kyrie. He's gonna have to miss even more games because he's gonna have to go through the whole COVID protocol again just to get back to just to get back to playing. Um, yeah, I mean it's been crazy. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I've never seen
It's
this happen
been
before.
unreal. For me, I just feel like Kyrie is such a selfish player at this point. I mean, he's selfish on and off the court. There's times when I watch the games where he just dribbles up the court, dribbles the air out the ball. That's what my dad always says: dribbles the air out the ball, just dribbling, and then kind of wastes the shot clock and just throws a random shot just to beat the violation. I just feel like he's also selfish in the sense that the team needs him. They're losing a lot of games. I think they lost 6 of their last 9 games. KD had to go through the whole quarantine protocol and the health protocol, and he came back and played. I think last night he played, or a couple nights ago he played, and they lost. But that team was relying on KD and Kyrie, to be their guys. It's nice that KD still wants to be that guy, but Kyrie, such a talented player. They need you. Like, you're one of the stars of the team. Like, they need you to play. Also Spencer Dinwiddie's out with his injury, so he's not going to be there for. I think he's out for the whole season.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there. So they're moving these guys up 2 spots in the rotation right now, and there's a lot of risk of injuries and all that other stuff because these guys aren't used to the load that they're carrying right now without Kyrie. And Kyrie takes up a lot of, when he plays 30 plus minutes. These guys aren't used to that much time on the court. They really need Kyrie back. I think this move right here on Kyrie's part is beyond selfish. Especially if he's a birthday party without a mask and all that stuff. Like, that's, like you said, that's a lot more time just not being there. So it's just frustrating, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if any team really needs to be at their full health right now, it's these Brooklyn Nets. I mean, they're not even in the playoffs currently. Um, they're sitting just outside, and as much as I love KD and as good of a scorer KD is, he's not like a playmaker. He doesn't like elevate the guys around him. He's tried to be, and he's actually been doing a decent job this season of playmaking, but that's not his game. His game is to go out there and score. And you know, without Kyrie there to help take the scoring load off of him, these Nets are going to struggle for these next few weeks while Kyrie's gone. I would totally understand if he's protesting the riots or whatever, but at the same time, like, if that was his intention, why is he not announcing that, and why is he not being
Mm-hmm.
transparent to his own team about this? His
Mm-hmm.
own team needs to know he's doing this. His own team doesn't even know where he is or what he's doing. And yeah, if that video of the birthday party is real, if he really did go to a birthday party while he was claiming to protest the riots, that's also a really bad look. Um, I just think that, Kyrie's not doing himself any favors right now at all. Um, and in my opinion, yeah, if any player is going to retire early, I think it's going to be Kyrie Irving. I mean, he very clearly wants to do more than just basketball. He wants to do more than just play basketball with his life. So I wouldn't be surprised, if in a couple years or so, even like he just kind of announces his retirement out of nowhere. I really wouldn't. He really seems like he's caught up in other things. I'm not sure how committed to winning for this team he is, and I can't imagine the conversations that are happening in the Nets locker room right now.
Yeah, I wonder if KD knows where Kyrie is because that's his boy.
I
I
have no
mean,
idea.
if he doesn't even know, or if he doesn't even know, I is kind of concerning. I mean, that's much more concerning.
I
If
mean,
anything.
we did talk one on one. I mean, before this podcast was even created, we did talk about how there could be a lot of issues in the locker room with Kyrie and KD, just because they're both, like they're both kind of a little bit passive aggressive on social media and stuff like that. We were wondering out loud to each other, like, will that carry over into the locker room with them together? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it it might be. It might very well be. And this could be, the Nets could end up being the Clippers of the East right now with all this talent, but without the drive and commitment to winning from all their players. And with all
Their
the
star
locker.
players, yeah.
Yes. So,
I mean, I feel like I think we'll go back to a point that you made earlier about how if taking this quote unquote hiatus because of the riots at the Capitol, there's definitely much better approaches to that. I mean, D'Angelo Russell made a really good approach, asking all the reporters how they felt about it and, talking to them, having a legitimate conversation. I feel like Kyrie, if he really wanted to do something along those lines and kind of raise awareness, he, shying away from it and taking time away from it to find yourself and all that stuff. I mean, I understand that, but like you can go about ways. You're a guy with a big platform. If you start talking about it and trying to raise awareness and all that kind of stuff, it'd probably be better to talk about it. Be there for your, like you said, be there and tell your team, hey guys, I'm gonna take some games away because I have a lot in my mind and all that stuff. But to just ghost, this franchise that paid you so much money, to play basketball and to just ghost them like this in this manner, I just think it's childish. I think he needs to mature. I just think that he needs to, step it up because this is unacceptable. You know, but it's Kyrie. I was concerned he would do something like this going to the Nets. He's been acting a little weird, so I don't know.
yeah, I agree with that. If he is like, if he does want to protest the riots, I'd agree there are better ways to do it. Take advantage of the time that you're on TV. Like, you're not always, I know you're famous, like these players are famous, but they're not always on TV. While they're on TV, you can take that time to push the message of, like, this is wrong, this is unacceptable. And you can protest in different ways while being on TV so people see you. Because I think that's genuinely a more effective way. Unless the entire team decides to just not play, which would burn the owner's pockets. That could also be another way, but the entire team isn't doing that. And they considered doing it in the bubble, but they ended up not going through with it for whatever reason. So I don't think they'll do it again. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all this leads to is I could see Kyrie being traded for James Harden. I can see it now. If they become a issue, if Kyrie becomes an issue in the locker room with KD, I could very well see them just saying, okay, you know what, you can have Kyrie here. Like,
I feel bad for the Rockets though, because I mean, how would Kyrie and John Wall play together? I feel like that would be awful. I feel like that would be a really bad
yeah,
duo.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it would be that horrible of a fit, but like you'd have to play John Wall as shooting guard or maybe Kyrie as shooting guard, and I'm not sure how effective he would be at that position.
I prefer him at the two because he does not pass,
Yeah,
not as much.
yeah.